Hello, friends, and welcome back to the video lessons by the IMPACT This is my 19th video for the listening part. In this particular video, I'm going to show you how to find the answer of the note completion type of questions. You have already done this type of questions in the previous video, but here I am taking a challenging version of the same question type. And so you can see question has been taken from the section 4 of the listening test. And as you know, in the section 4, the questions are not played in two parts. The questions will be played in only one part. You have to listen to the audio. You have to answer all 10 questions while audio is being played. So, and you also get about 1 minute time to go through the questions. So what will you do in that time? And in fact, you have got 30 minutes additional time as well, because this question starts once the section 3 finishes. So audio gives you about 30 seconds time to check your answer. So in total, you can use 1.5 minutes to understand the question, to underline the key expressions of the questions, so that you can be fully prepared. What are you looking for in a particular questions before the answer comes? And this is very important. And that is what makes it a bit challenging. So you must know what you are looking for before the audio comes with an answer. And what you need to do for this is, once you get an answer, you can take your mind off a bit the audio and focus on the question or the underlined expression. So this is what we are going to see in this particular question type. So and you can see you don't have to write more than 2 words that you have to notice in the beginning. So I'm going to play the audio and you will have to see that what I'm going to do when I'm getting about 1 minute time to check the question. So let's start the video.
You will hear part of a lecture for business students about business values. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
In public discussion of business.
So you must know that what you are listening for. What I mean to say that you must know that many business values can result in what. So you have to listen for that. Many business values can result in what. Now listen.
Yes, we take certain values for granted. Today I'm going to talk about 4 of them: collaboration, hard work, creativity, and excellence. Most people would say they're all good things. I'm going to suggest that's an oversimple view. The trouble with these values is that they're theoretical concepts, removed from the reality of day-to-day business. Pursue values by all means, but be prepared for what may happen as a result. They can actually cause damage, which is not a...
So what you have seen that you have not got any answer for longer time. So don't worry if that happens, because, and finally say it can result in damage. So answer is damage for you. Now audio is being played, but you immediately have to focus a bit on these key expressions. And then again, you have to link mentally to the audio part. Let's play further.
All the intention. Business leaders generally try to do the right thing, but all too often the right thing backfires if those leaders adopt values without understanding and managing the side effects that arise.
without understanding and managing the side effect that may arise. So understanding and managing means deal with the side effect that may arise, that may result. So it is side effect that is the answer.
Values can easily get in the way of what's actually intended. Okay, so the first value I'm going to discuss is collaboration. Let me give you an example. On a management training course I once attended, we were put into groups and had to construct a bridge across a stream using...
So they had to construct a bridge. So that was easy. They had to build a bridge. What about the other
building blocks that we were given? The rule was that everyone in the team had to move at least one building block during the construction. This was intended to encourage teamwork. But it was really a job best done by one person. The other teams tried to collaborate on building the structure and descended into confusion, with everyone getting...
So descended into confusion. If you know the meaning of descended into, means experience. They fall into. So experience confusion from trying to collaborate. Well, sales of what were poor because of collaboration.
In each other's way. Our team leader solved the challenge brilliantly. She simply asked everyone in the team to move a piece a few centimetres to comply with the rule, and then let the person in the team with an aptitude for puzzles like this build it alone. We finished before any other team. My point is that the task wasn't really suited to team working, so why make it one? Teamwork can also lead to inconsistency, a common cause of poor sales. In the case of a smartphone that a certain company launched, one director wanted to target the business market, and another demanded it was aimed at consumers. The company wanted both directors to be involved, so gave the product a consumer-friendly name, but marketed it to companies. The result was that it met the needs of neither group. It would have been better to let one director or the other...
So they're talking about the sales of a smartphone, which finally they were giving the reasons why it went poor. So it's a smartphone that is the answer.
Other have his way, not both. Now, industriousness or hard work. It's easy to mock people who say they work hard. After all, a hamster running around in a wheel is working hard and getting nowhere. Of course, hard work is valuable, but only when properly targeted. Otherwise, it wastes the resources that companies value most.
It wastes the resources that the company value the most. That means hard work may be a bad use of various company resources. So resources is the answer.
Time and energy, and that's bad for the organization. There's a management model that groups people according to 4 criteria: clever, hardworking, stupid, and lazy. Here, lazy means having a rational determination not to carry out unnecessary tasks. It doesn't mean
not to carry out unnecessary tasks. Means the people who avoid doing tasks that are unnecessary. That is the answer. Unnecessary.
Trying to avoid work altogether. Most people display 2 of these characteristics, and the most valuable people are those who are both clever and lazy. They possess intellectual clarity, and they don't rush into making decisions. They come up with solutions to save the time and energy spent by the stupid and hard-working group. Instead of throwing more man-hours at a problem, the clever and lazy group looks for a more effective solution. Next, we come to creativity. This often works well. Creating an attention-grabbing TV commercial, for example, might lead to increased sales. But it isn't always a good thing. Some advertising campaigns are remembered for their creativity without having any effect on sales. This happened a few years ago with the launch of a chocolate bar.
This happens few years ago with the launch of a chocolate bar. Means The ad was memorable but failed to boost sales. It's a chocolate bar. That is the answer here. Next.
Subsequent research showed that plenty of consumers remembered the adverts, but had no idea what was being advertised. The trouble is that the creator derives pleasure from coming up with the idea and wrongly assumes the audience for the campaign will share that feeling. A company that brings out thousands of new products may seem more creative than a company that only has a few, but it may be too creative and make smaller profits. Creativity needs to be targeted to solve a problem that the company has identified.
Targeted to solve a problem that company has identified means creativity should be used as a response to a particular problem. That's the answer. Next.
Just coming up with more and more novel products isn't necessarily a good thing. And finally, excellence. We all know companies that claim they strive for excellence, but it takes a long time to achieve excellence. In business, being first with a product is more profitable than having the best product. A major study of company performance compared pioneers, that is, companies bringing out the first version of a particular product, with followers, the companies that copied and improved on that product. The study found that the pioneers commanded an average market share of 29%, while the followers achieved less than half that, only 30%.
So 29% by the pioneers and just half by the followers. What was that? He said market share. So market share was the answer. So you have seen how focused you need to be if you're looking for answering the questions in section 4. And also you have to be very careful about the meaning part. Means what exactly the answer you're looking for before the audio is being played in that particular part. You can check the answer here as well. These are the answers that I have just seen: damage, side effects, breach, confusion, smartphone, sources. Perhaps there are some capital letters that need to be changed. Yeah, because there is no capital letter required in this particular question. So you have to be careful about it. Cannot be capital letter. It should be S small. Here technically I'm not able to do. This B should be small. This C should be small. S should be small. R should be small. U should be small. M should be small. P should be small. And this one is fine. Okay, that's all. So thank you very much for watching this video. This was video number 19. So you have just seen that. See you very soon with another type of video. Right? So bye for now. See you very soon.